Kyra has just recently turned 18. Her parents love to travel abroad, which is why she lives alone in a big house. Only literature keeps her from getting bored. She has one dream: to be loved. And today, something new will happen in her life. She will have the chance to meet someone just like her, a writer, teacher Jonathan. He found inspiration in this remote little town. Kyra arrives at class earlier than anyone else. This surprises Jonathan and he asks her where she lives. They tell each other about their lives. Jonathan is amazed that Kyra has read the entire curriculum. Kyra jokingly replies that she likes it a bit rougher. Then Vinny enters the office and takes her friend aside to talk. While they're gone, Jonathan looks through Kyra's books. Boris distracts him. He immediately realizes that Jonathan is reading the girl's book since its plot is very vulgar. Guys wouldn't read that. By coincidence, Kyra loves reading a book written by Jonathan. He lives together with his wife Beatrice. She is also a writer. He says that his student is reading his book. The duo starts dancing, but they are interrupted by a call from Emmy. A new day begins. The teachers are relaxing, sitting on a bench and sipping coffee. Boris wonders if there are ghosts living in the forest. A moment later, Kyra comes out of the forest and walks straight up to the teachers. Boris offers some cookies and Jonathan can't take his eyes off Kyra. A little later, Winnie tries to get Boris's attention. She openly says that she finds their conversation interesting. Kyra calls her crazy. After class, the friends get together. Kyra admits that she's having a hard time finding a topic for her next book. Winnie suggests experiencing a moment that could help with coming up with a topic, like an intrigue involving the teachers. The problem is that none of them have ever been in a serious relationship. Winnie wants her first date to be with Boris. Kyra also needs to realize that Mr. Jonathan looks at her in a special way, but Kyra denies everything. She spends the rest of the day reading Jonathan's book, and during lessons, they can't take their eyes off each other. Jonathan asks her to come see him after class, and the only thing running through Kyra's mind is the desire to have all his attention. A little later, Jonathan decides to dance for a bit, but Kyra distracts him. She promises not to reveal his feelings to anyone. Jonathan suggests going to the poetry club. Maybe something there will surprise her. He read her latest work and he really liked it. Kyra is burning with embarrassment and explains what her piece was about. Jonathan wants her to write a story in the style of her favorite author. Kyra accepts the assignment, adding that she has read his book in its entirety and then repeats some of the phrases she liked the most. Jonathan doesn't even know how to respond. Kyra breaks the awkward silence and apologizes. Suddenly, Winnie enters the office and the duo ends their conversation. Today the teachers and Beatrice are visiting a cafe. Winnie works there. Boris teases the girl, while Beatrice wonders how beautiful the girl who read his book is. He replies that she is very smart and unique. Beatrice decides to declare that Jonathan is not a writer. He chose to work as a teacher. Since that day, he hasn't written a new book. Tomorrow, Kyra will attend the Writers' Club. She feels that this day will be very significant for her. Jonathan is happy to see her. A guy comes up on stage and reads his work. Jonathan listens to him attentively. But Kyra is looking only at Jonathan. The next day she brings coffee for the teachers. Boris shares his cookies. Kyra doesn't understand why Boris makes such delicious cookies, but she doesn't tell anyone about it. He could sell them. Vinny can make a logo. Today the girls visited Jonathan. He says that he's planning to go on vacation with his wife. Vinny sees how sweetly the couple interacts with each other. And when the teacher leaves, she suggests that Kyra make the first move and seduce Jonathan. Their conversation is interrupted by Boris. He decided to sell the cookies. Vinny quickly joins their team. All she needs is his number. That afternoon, Kyra called Jonathan. He promises her that he'll stop by before he leaves. Kyra reflects that when love is real, it is quiet and inevitable. A couple of hours later, Jonathan arrives at Kyra's place. She comes out of the house dressed in a white dress. All Jonathan can do is stand and watch as she walks toward him. Kyra stops and asks him to come to her. Jonathan still stands in place, so Kyra takes the first step and kisses him. When he returns home, he keeps getting messages from Kyra. The notifications annoy Beatrice. This forces Jonathan to go out to the shed. There, he starts reading Kyra's new book. He gets absorbed in it and imagines that the main characters are them. Unable to resist, he does the dirty deed. A new day begins. Kyra notices Jonathan's strange behavior. She asks him what happened to him. Jonathan replies that she needs to choose a new author. She states that he asked her to write a book about a topic she knows. Jonathan asks if she really knows it. Kyra replies that it's about them. Seeing how confused he is, Kyra says it's about two similar people who reject social constraints. Jonathan still thinks the book is too mature. Kyra is sure he's just too scared, they're not strangers anymore. Jonathan tries to explain that she's his student and he's her teacher. Kyra still wants him to admit that her work is good. Jonathan just doesn't want to admit it and calls Jonathan redundant but lacking ambition. He could be much better, but right now he's irresponsible. Before leaving, she leaves her story in the administration's box. In the evening, the friends meet up. Vinny asks if she likes Jonathan. Kyra calls him a gas station sushi imitation, but she still loves him. Meanwhile, Beatrice finds out that his student wrote it, but he doesn't admit who the story was about. Beatrice manages to persuade him to talk about the work. Kyra suggests that Vinny write to Boris. She does just that. He came to visit Jonathan's family. Beatrice notices Boris texting with someone, but he won't say who it is. The conversation starts to shift in a different direction, and Boris puts his phone away. Jonathan got a call from the administration, and he was accused of having an inappropriate relationship with Kyra, but he denies everything. He realizes that if she manages to prove that something happened between them, he could lose his job. Beatrice adds that it's not just his job at stake and asks him to tell the truth. Jonathan swears that nothing happened. The next day, Kyra skips classes. Vinny looks very confused. She tries to make Jonathan feel guilty, but he remains as cold as possible. Later, Kyra goes to the principal and describes their adventures. Jonathan has to defend himself. He's lucky that their stories match. To the final question, Kyra answers that nothing happened that she didn't like. Obviously, Jonathan doesn't know what she answered, and this question really unsettled him. During the break, Boris realizes that Jonathan has fallen for Kyra, and he's unlucky not to see the line that shouldn't be crossed. That's exactly why he got himself into such trouble. When he gets home, it's Beatrice who starts asking her questions. Beatrice doesn't believe his lies. Jonathan couldn't deny that there was a spark between him and Kyra. That was the last straw. Beatrice is going to file for divorce. Vinny comes to Kyra and asks her not to hurt Jonathan. It will ruin his life just for the sake of revenge because he rejected her. Vinny will stand up for Jonathan and say that Kyra is lying. She quickly replies that Vinny won't be able to do that. She has compromising material on her and Boris. When Kyra finishes writing the book about her and Jonathan, the movie ends. Write in the comments how you rate this film, or just recommend something interesting. We'll see each other very soon. Bye.